Hello, everyone. Thanks, Abhirami Vivek, for giving this opportunity to talk to the parents of Magnet Minds. I have about a few suggestions, 7 suggestions, and I hope the parents find it useful. I talk from my experience. The first one is packing too much into a child's day. Many a time I find young mothers, they have this wonderful list for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and put them in various classes and shepherd them from music class to roller skating class, and from roller skating class to a play date, and from the play date to drawing class, and so on and so forth. So at the end of the day, the child is so wound up and he cannot calm down and he cannot sleep. So there should be a little bit of free play time, like he or she can play as she wishes at home instead of having scheduled classes, which is all jam packed, day in and day out. Second one is saying yes to everything. You have to practice the no. It's very important because preschoolers are very smart. They know that if there is a tantrum, they will create a tantrum and they will achieve whatever they want. So remember, you must say no, a firm no, so that they don't practice that tantrum and get things done. So this sort of instills discipline at a very young age. The third one is stick to a routine. It's very important for parents as well as for children to stick to a routine, especially meal times and sleep time. You must have a routine. So sometimes just before the meal, junk food is given or snacks are there on the table and the child eats, and what happens to lunch? Okay. So there are certain routines which you have to follow and you have to stick to the routines. The child will actually learn from it and they will never go away from the routine. One example is coming from school, washing hands, washing the feet, putting their shoes in the shoe rack, putting their school bag in a place where it belongs. That routine you have to follow. Don't do it for the child, make the child do it. Okay. Next one is focusing on the positives. How many times we have seen, people don't do this, don't do that, don't sit here. You're talking too loudly. So many negatives. Remember, you stress on the positives. If a child does something very good, commend the child at least about 4 or 5 times a day. Tell that what you have done is very nice. Commend the child. Suppose the handwriting is very nice, you've written very beautifully. So you have to, positively comment on the child and praise the child. Okay, so the negatives get pushed back. It's very important for the emotional health of the child too. Then the participation in chores is the next suggestion, which is so important. Right from 3 years onwards, little children can participate in chores. For example, if you go and buy vegetables, you can ask them to, actually segregate the vegetables in little bags. Hand and eye coordination is there, and a sense of orderliness comes. And they can also dry little clothes on a stand. They can pick up their own toys. How hard that is going to be. So many parents, after the play, they do the cleaning themselves. Don't allow that. They have to do themselves. So many kinds of chores you think and make them do. Many children like to, knead the dough for chapati. I know they'll make a mess, but make them do it. They'll be happy. You can ask them to clean up the mess themselves. Participation in chores, so many creative ways you can think of. It also helps them to get that feeling that when somebody is working, I should go and help, I should not sit. Instilling at a very young age, which is a very positive trait, this sort of feeling. The next one is talking about your day. When a child comes back from school, hey, how was your day? You ask the child so that he encourages, you encourage him to talk more about school, what happened in school, and listen to everything. And don't stop with that. You ask the child to ask you, how was your day? And make it a routine so that the child also understands what kind of a day you have gone through and your spouse has also gone through. So make this a routine so that the child will know how your day was. So even if you forget, the child will stick to the routine and say, hey, Ma, you forgot to ask me one thing. You forgot to ask me, how was my day? That will become a routine. And it also develops verbal skills and comprehension and reading and so on and so forth. The last one is reading. It is so important as parents of little children. You have to set them in your laps. They cannot read, not yet at least. So you have to read it for them. Okay, they might have to repeat the same books because they love reading books. Pre-read books, they like to read it again and again. Doesn't matter if they're enjoying it, read it again, get more books, buy those sing-along books, bring a element of music into reading, create those little rhymes with a little music. A little bit of music helps recall rhythm and the fun element. Okay, so remember, this reading skill also helps them to wean them away from gadgets, because that's becoming a big challenge for parents these days, weaning them away from gadgets. So introduce the habit of reading at a very young age. And they are all going to grow up very fast. So they are preschoolers now, such a precious, wonderful age. So enjoy every bit of it. They're soon going to grow up. Okay. And thanks, Abhirami, again for this opportunity. Have a lovely day, all of you. Thank you.